reached the end of another year, meaning it is now time to talk about the best horror movies that came out this year. Now, I won't be doing a video ranking the full 40 horror movies that I've seen this year, but if you are interested, I am posting on my channel a post of ranking of all 40, so if you're interested, you can look at that. Now, please keep in mind that this is my opinion and my ranking of my own personal taste, so please keep in mind of how I rank that. Comment down below what your top 10 look like. Starting off strong at number 10 is Hell of the Summer. Now, this is a camp slasher, and I understand that this movie is not perfect, but I am the exact audience for this movie. It had a really good theater experience. Yes, there's some moments that I didn't entirely love or didn't entirely fit for me, but I had a really good time and I really liked it. I liked the casting, the acting was well done. I had a really good time with this movie, and I'm just the exact audience, so I understand it's probably not going to be on really a lot of top 10s or really anything else but mine, but I had a really good time with it, and I'm the exact audience, so Spuck is number 10. And number 9 is 28 Years Later. Now, 28 Years Later tells the story of an infected disease and how that looks 28 years later. Now, this is, of course, the third movie in the 28 Days Later franchise, and we are getting another installment in January. Now, if you were to tell me after I watched this that this would make the top 10, I wouldn't have believed you, because I left the theater feeling more mixed and positive on it. But as time is reflected, I view this as a really interesting movie. I had a good time with it. I do like it, and especially with the themes of this kid just wanting to help his mother and how that works. And I think they do well in that part. And the bone stuff, when you really think about it, and the towers works, which is part of in my cup. Shout out my cup. I saw this and I'm like, that looks like the bone thing, so I'm like, I bought it for that reason. But it works that measure, as well as the other thing. The ending I've come around to. I've come around to the ending. I think it'll be interesting. Don't entirely love it, but I think it'll be interesting how they handle that. And the alpha stuff, that is I'm more mixed on, but it's unique, different movie I thought would it be, but I do like it, and depending on how Bone Temple, the next installment we get in January, looks, it will affect the placement of this movie for me. But as of right now, I look at it positively, but that may change. At number 8, I have Presence. Now, this is a ghost story told from the ghost perspective of a haunted house. Now, this is more of a family drama than it is horror, but this movie worked for me in every way possible. Each family members are dealing with their own struggles, and we learn that the one haunting the house is the brother. Now, this is where I run into a little bit of logistic problems, but the way they handle that, I think, was interesting, and the way they have the brother, which is he died saving his sister, and I don't know how I feel about the ghost, like how that works with him coming to spirit. I don't entirely love that part, but I do love the rest of this movie. It works for me in every way like that, because you see how, because they just say the ghost experiences time at once, the future, present, and now, which I think that was very interesting. It's a really unique ghost story. It could be too slow for people, but yeah, I had patience with it, and I really found myself liking it. I do like the characters, I do like the acting. The mother was an interesting character looking back, but to me, this is a general movie that I really found myself liking, that I was surprised by how much I liked it. Number 7, I have Companion. Now, this is about a couple who goes on a trip only to realize a secret has been kept from them, from her at least. And first off, I think the acting performances was really good, the girl that we do follow. I think the way they had this movie reveal was very interesting. And this is an AI horror movie, right? It doesn't reveal that she is an AI built for him, which is interesting, because I hope that's not a reality. But it's just a fun movie. I really liked it. I liked the performances. I think it was fun. It was good. It was a good length movie. It was fun. It stayed. And if anything, if you give me any AI movie, I'd probably watch this over any AI movie, because I had a really good time with this, and I really liked how everything came together and how he tried to use everything that he programmed against her and she made herself chef's kiss. Just really solid movie, man. And number 6 I have Together, which deals with a couple who is in a very toxic relationship and they're fighting to hold on. Another relationship movie above the other, I know. Now, I like this one because it's my favorite, obviously, but I like this one a lot. I think the idea of how how toxic they are, and the body horror in this one is so good too. It does get to me here. And the way at the end they kind of bottle the one person, I think does speak volume when it comes to like toxic relationships and how they are with each other. I really liked. I think it was well acted as well, very solid, and the end of that opening up and just it works so well in a way that it does. I don't know. I can't really relate fully to it, but the way they went about it, very solid movie. And number 5, I have The Ugly Stepsister. This is a Norwegian horror movie, and it is the tale of Cinderella, but not the Disney version. I really like this one a lot. First of all, the gore, great. And then you get stuff like when they're doing stuff to make the Ugly Stepsister more attractive, and the way they go about that scene generally chills. And then you get they do the shoe scene where they cut it off, which they do show that too. And I like the way they showed Cinderella and everyone else. I like that portrayal of just kind of how you see everyone differently. There's not one bad little stepmother. Well, actually, not necessarily. There's not one really bad guy in the movie. And I do like that about that. I just really like this movie. I think it's very well done. There are some things, the one shot that's like, after she witnesses Cinderella with another guy, interesting. Very interesting, I will say. But that's the only thing I look back on that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It was a visual after they have sex, which is, that's the only part I'm like, But other than that, I think it's a great movie. It's one that I have not seen and one that I would just like generally really, really like. And number 4, I have Sinners. Yeah, Sinners. This tells the story of 2 brothers who go into town to open up a bar joint, a musical place. And I like this. This is a very solid movie. I think this will appear a lot in a lot of positive ways. First of all, the acting, phenomenal. The music, they speak a lot through music. There's one particular scene of, there's a lot of different cultures all dancing this scene where they go up. I just really like it. The vampire stuff is really cool too. It's not like your traditional, like, oh, here's all the vampire action, but I like that. And I think the way they went about it was really solid. The end, they get the end of him kind of attacking towards the end there. And then the ending shot of him going to the bar. It's just a great movie, and there's not enough said that you probably have not heard about. Solid, great movie that I am very happy to have a physical copy media of, so I'm very happy to have that. And number 3, I have Dangerous Animals. This is an Australian horror movie that tells the story of a woman who gets kidnapped. Now, and this is more of a thriller. This is crime thriller, serial killer movie with sharks. And to me, that is more or less my cup of tea. I find true crime interesting. It's not my favorite genre, but I do find that interesting. And the way they have the main girl that we follow too, I really like. And even the guy, the one thing I wish this movie did differently is I wish they made the 2 friends platonic. Like they were just friends that kind of, childhood friends, they just run into each other or something like that. I just really wish it wasn't romantic, but that is just me. Not a camp, but solid movie. The stuff with the shark wasn't a lot, but there was a lot of tension when the sharks came into play. And it was just a really good movie, and I would not expect this to be my top 3, but it is a very great movie that I honestly want to own one day. And for a shark movie that I haven't really seen a lot of, you don't see the sharks like 100% all the time, but then when you do, it works very, very well. And the acting is very well done too here. At number 2, I have Black Phone 2. Now this picks up years after the events of the Black Phone, where we hear that Finney can see ghosts and see all this stuff. Well, it reminds me a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street vibes, and I do like that aspect of this movie. I had a really good time with this one. I really like the characters of Finney and the sister, and how they kind of coped with everything is a better word, I guess, and how that deals with the camp itself. The one character roasting the Christian woman was hilarious. She clocked her every time. That was really funny. And the rules, they do not fully establish them. There's something I don't fully understand about how the rules totally work here. But I did have a good time with it. I do like it. I hope we leave it here. Even had me rooting for a relationship between the sister and a guy that she likes. And I haven't rooted for a relationship in forever in a horror movie. So very solid. I really like that. I actually prefer this over the original, but I really, really do like this one. And then when they connect it with the mom, we find out that he actually killed the mom, and also really does work here too. Very great movie, very solid. I was actually surprised at how much I like this, because when I saw the first one, which I am due for a rewatch, I wasn't the biggest fan of it back when it came out, but I'm gonna revisit it because I really like the sequel. Has me wanting to go back to revisit, see how I feel the same about the first one. And long last, number 1 is The Long Walk, which is a Stephen King adaptation, about the long walk. In it, you just walk until there's one person left to claim the prize. Now this is a very simple story, but the way it has a simple story works so well. The characters are good, the story is good, the way the characters' relationships are to one another, even like the commander, I think it was general, having his son be involved in that and how that story plays out towards the end, all works. And in the end, you see a moment of, you don't really know, like, you can interpret that ending. Personally, my interpretation is he gets shot and he's going to heaven with his friends. And that, to me, I just really like this one. It's a very simple movie, but it's a simple movie done very, very, very well with good characters and good acting. So comment down below what your top 10 are. I do have a playlist of deeper reviews of all of them. I don't think I have all 40 in there because I didn't pick up, I can't remember how many I have. So comment down below what yours would be, and I'll see you guys next year with new 2026 videos. Have a good New Year's, y'all.